you all made your way and found the base of operations, the castle that you all were searching for. Cragmaw Castle. And in doing so, you all you decided you scattered it out, utilizing your new companion and friend Sparky. Decided to take an adventure into a nearby mining cave or long abandoned. Fought your way through some snakes, some ghostly spiders, up and into, and made a decent attempt at ambushing the orcs. However, you unfortunately alerted to your position and a fight broke out. It was long, intense, and finally ended with what was it? Mendardus shooting off a deadly lightning bolt and killing off the orc.
I need to roll my HP.
The orc chief. And with that, with just at the end of battle, you all stand there, bloodied. Some of you more than others. A couple of you at 1 hit point, gasping for breath, as you stand over victorious. What would you like to do?
I'd like to take a nap.
I think somebody who's good at investigating stuff should pick over the body.
No, that's right. We haven't got the bodies.
Well,
And yes, put out that fireball.
yeah, while they're searching bodies, I'm gonna go see if this door is unlocked.
It is.
I'm gonna slowly open the door and peek inside. And hopefully nothing's there. It's gonna fucking kick my ass.
You all to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Right?
Alright, I'm going to need you to make me I'm kidding. Anyway, so you open the door. It's a quick and you essentially what looks to be what would probably be the captain's quarters of the castle. But it's thrashed, it's broken. Some of the walls are painted in blood from what must have been the orc captain doing something. But would you like to go inside?
Yeah, I'll go inside and see if there's anything worth my time in there.
Okay, go ahead. Roll an investigation check.
12.
12. So you go about and you see what would probably you find a couple of belts. What was more than likely the remnants of explorers or the captives of the orcs, and they kept it. Oh, there are a few pouches, but opening up and shaking them, it doesn't look like there was much on these people. Probably travelers and like minor merchants. You collect together 30 silver pieces. You do find a few weapons, however, tossed into the corner of the room. You find a single longsword, 2 short swords, and 3 daggers.
Alright, I'm gonna gather up the weapon. Obviously, I'm gonna put the silver in my pouch, but I'm gonna gather up the weapons and bring them out to everybody.
Shuffle out with some weapons in your hands. What is everyone else doing while Mendardus is off?
I'm investigating this guy.
All right, go ahead. Roll an investigation check.
Have we rested at all?
No, you have
18.
not.
Okay. And I should probably
18.
use a...
Immediately on him, you find there's this the orcish armor on him, and you peel it off. It's grimy, built together with some pieces of scrap metal, bone, and hide. It's rather interesting. There's his sword. Obviously, it is a cleaver, like it's a long sword, but it's like in the shape of a cleaver, obviously meant for hacking. But it's rather vicious looking as you pick it up and give it a few test swings.
What any properties, or do I notice any?
Roll an Arcana check.
It's probably gonna not go well. 15.
15. It is. What's I'm looking for? It's a well-worn and bloodied weapon, but you can't seem to find any arcanic runes on it or anything that would lend you to thought that it is a magically enchanted weapon. It's just a very nasty cleaver. However, I can't tell you its stats. It is it is essentially a long sword, but as opposed to 1d8, it rolls 2d4 for damage. And then when you if you wheel it two-handedly, it rolls just 1d10 because there's no such thing as a d5.
But 3d4.
I mean, like, that'll bring you up to 12. It's weird.
I'll hold it. I'll hold on to it.
Then you put it away. He has a necklace of teeth strung together by must be hair of some kind.
Ew.
Anybody want this?
Holds up. You hear the clattering as he holds up the teeth.
No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
What are the stats on the orcish armor? It functions essentially like it functions the same as where is it? There it is. It functions the same as plate armor. Except that it gives you a disadvantage on charisma checks when interacting with anyone, aside from intimidation, which it gives you advantage on. Ew. No, I don't like you. I mean, I'll store it in my pack. The more likely it would be worth something.
Is anyone else looking around?
I'm gonna take a look at the guy in front of me.
Guy in front of you.
Right to the
Alright,
right
go
of
ahead.
me.
Roll an investigation check. Don't know why it was an advantage.
Oh shit!
It's okay.
I keep forgetting that.
It happens. You in a car?
Oh me?
Someone's in a car. I hear the wind.
Oh, I have a small fan. So.
Oh, okay. So if you can roll investigation again, but at normal. Thank you. 22, even better. You reach down. You find the great axe on his body, like typical, and you find a small pouch of what must be stolen coins, 14 silver. You also find a pair of white gloves. As you pull them out, they're heavy, meant for his hands, and they don't feel like any kind of like leather or cloth that you know of. As you run your hands over it, you think, wait a second. You run your hands over your arm, and you realize that these gloves are made out of elvish skin.
Ooh.
tanned and the like, but definitely definitely not nice.
It's like having a second pair of hands.
So that wonderful 5 was me like looking at the ogre.
Oh, the ogre. You find nothing but his great club, man. Like, admittedly, he wasn't wearing much. He was essentially just wearing like a loincloth to hide his bits, and a necklace of teeth and ears. And then there's his massive slab
Was-
of wood that he was using to hit you guys with.
Was he able to find the bits?
You found a penis.
So I'm
I
gonna
mean,
take the loincloth off and cover his face with it.
What is this weird blob? Like,
Just-
oh my god, it's this dick.
he like Sim tilts his head. He's like, "Why is it shaped like a drill?"
Hey, I'm not close to him. I'm saying what was happening with fucking what's his name there.
Anyone else is looting a body of any kind?
No, Joe is gonna lay down on the floor.
Joe just like covered in blood and sinew, just like falls down on a nearby pile of hay. He's like, "This is fine."
No, I'm laying right on the floor. I'm not laying in hay. I right in between the two dead people, I just lay down on the stones. I am tired.
Are there any other rooms?
There are a few. You can essentially, this is like the only overhead map I have. This is not like an exact replica of what Pragma would be. Whoops, wrong map. You guys explore. Actually, just roll a general. Someone who wants to take the charge. Roll an investigation check with advantage.
I'll help. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll help him.
So designate one person to take the lead, and they'll roll an investigation check.
I can do it.
As you all start collectively going through the castle, looking for cool shit.
Do I find a pillow?
I will
I'd-
follow.
There are a few creature comforts that the orcs
18.
had. 18. So, as you all begin to look through, the annals of time have not been well to this castle. There's moss. There's moss. There's moss, vines, chips out of the wall, broken furniture, and the like. But you in the stables, you do find 3 carts worth of supplies: food, rope, wool, and the likes. Mainly for what's what I'm looking for. For like, it looks like they were like much like the goblins you encountered when you raided their stuff. This is supplies that these orcs must have taken from traders, and if you bring it back to town, they might be grateful and provide you some sort of monetary value as compensation. Considering that for the past several months they have been getting no supplies into town, that they were being embargoed by goblins, orcs, and the Red Brand.
Are the horses
So what
there
you're saying
too, or
is
just the
different.
carts?
Hmm?
Are there horses there too, or just the carts?
There were wargs, but they're dead now.
We'll just yoke Josephine to a cart.
Balrog.
Do we want to just
Um,
go through the carts and take the most valuable shit or the most useful shit, throw it onto a cart, and we can all pull it back to town, hopefully?
Well, until one of you fuckers helps me heal, I'm laying in the cart.
You also find 2, you also find like a small pile of odds and ends that the orcs must have just grabbed and tossed. In it are what looks to be valuables of people that they've most obviously killed. But nothing too fancy. Some pouches, some personal belongings, a book that was thoroughly ripped to shreds. However, some of the stuff seems to have belonged to the castle, as you find two chalices with a strange, with an insignia drawn into it. One you don't recognize. You also find some silver some silverware, and by silverware I mean silverware, and some plates.
I'm gonna grab one of the chalices that has the symbol or the banner or whatever it is on it, and I'm gonna ask Sparky if he's ever seen it before, if he's ever seen this before or recognizes this at all.
Sparky takes a look at it. Shakes his head.
Okay then.
Roll a history check if you're looking at it.
History check. Okay. Yeah, you'll do. Nope. It's a 5.
No idea.
Well, good news is my Wi-Fi's back up.
Hey,
Woo!
that's good. That's good to hear.
So how are we doing this, folks?
So I look over at Blanton and I pat him on the head. And I say, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Can I take one of the silver pieces and poke Grim with it?
I'm looking through my notes.
How far of a walk is it from Cragmaw back to the town?
What's we're looking for? About 2 days. Also, I'm looking through my notes right now. Amongst the stuff, you find a few more things of note. You find 4 glass bottles filled with red liquid. You recognize as potions of healing.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And you
Chug them all.
find
No, just kidding.
you find 2 spell scrolls.
Ooh.
And amongst it, a bunch of coin scattered amongst just you pick it up and they just sort of fall out. You find 40 copper pieces. 18 silver pieces and 52 gold. And so that's what you all scrounged together amongst the wreckage of what the orcs had collected over this time.
I'm gonna take a look at the spell scrolls, and see what they are.
You find a spell scroll of silence and a spell scroll of revivify.
Ooh.
Let's look. You said silence and revivify.
Yep, revivify.
I will look those up to see what those are.
Does anybody want to carry the money, or do you want me to put that on my little note thingy?
Just put it on your note thingy. We divvy everything up when we get back to town, I guess.
Okay, I'll put it on my note thingy.
So outside of what you mentioned on all the other cards, there's nothing of significance.
There's nothing of significance magically wise, or it's just mundane items. Supplies like jerky, wool, like town supplies.
Okay.
Nothing
well,
of
how about-
significance.
Okay,
He did it to him.
I'm gonna give the scroll of silence to Okara because she could use it more likely than anybody else.
She can shut her whore mouth.
Thank you. Hey.
And
Thank
then
No, you can literally shut the whore mouth.
Literally.
or anyways, and then and I'll look at Thrisis and Blant and be like, which one of you guys want Revivify? Since you're the you guys technically are healing us constantly.
I feel like somebody that doesn't have healing spells should take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And I'm more likely to die out of all of you because that's just my luck.
Because
Because
this
you're
is my life,
squishy.
Jesus.
okay. So I'm gonna ask the group who wants Revivify because I have enough magic for right now.
Alright. Revivify is a divinity spell. So if someone requiring to use a scroll that is outside casters or just anyone's realm of expertise requires a skill check. So should you use it, it would be a wisdom check. So with that, just putting that out there, that would require someone with at least a decent amount of wisdom to know that they would be able to use it properly, or else the spell will just be wasted.
That's not me.
Obviously.
Just gonna throw it out there, guys. Don't give it to the dumb orc.
All right, well then, if nobody wants it, then I'll just go ahead and snag it just in case.
There you go.
Thank
We
you.
can always dig through your, robes if you die or something. We have to bring you back. It's fine.
That great axe that I picked up, does that have anything special about it, or is it
Just a normal great axe. But
So
amongst
if
the
it-
other, you find a great axe on each orc. But they're all just mundane great axes.
Mediocre axe.
Nothing like my cool tattoo giving axe. Hey.
I mean, we can
So
always,
then nobody needs that then?
I
You
mean,
do, however, find some orc armor with. It seems to be made with several what's I'm looking for, several pieces and bits of metal and the hide of a bear, and it has the aesthetic of having a bear's head as a hood.
Oh, fuck yeah. I want it.
That is hide armor. Or not hide, it is medium armor. As a medium armor, it operates the same as a chain shirt.
So what would that do?
That would mean you have a AC of 13 plus your dex, maximum of 2.
That will also require Jester
that's-
to
so
get your
it-
picture updated.
That's exactly the same of what you are unarmored
So I was
currently.
gonna say, yeah, but now I have a bear hood.
Yes.
So fuck yeah, I want it. Yeah.
Alright.
Do I just put that in my notes, or is that something that
Here, I'll put it for you. Because it will require you to wear a chain shirt.
Okay.
And then I will edit the name for hooded bear armor. You're currently wearing that.
I now flip up the hood and I walk around with my arms out like Frankenstein going rah.
Like Joe takes Joe about 5 minutes, but eventually she does put it on and she's like feeling pretty good.
I look
With
so cool with my red
the
half
no
sleeve,
change.
one shirt.
With the no change to AC whatsoever on the aesthetics.
It's worth it. It's so worth it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Alright, so my suggestion is we stack all the carts and stuff and try and hide them away as best as possible. When we get back to town, we'll negotiate bringing that back if the town will supply us with horses to keep.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, actually.
Someone's ambitious.
Well, we need horses.
So, out of curiosity, Grim, are you still in wolf form?
I should be, yeah.
no, I assume I assume Grim, once the fight's over, would change back unless you just want to stay as a strange half dwarf, half wolf in the middle of you guys looting.
That's cool.
Uh,
I'm gonna like.
I mean, it lasts for 10 minutes at this level,
Yeah. So I walk over to him
so
with the
I
bear
can
hood.
hang out for 10 minutes, I guess.
That's what you want to do.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm totally gonna walk over to you with the bear hood, like Frankenstein, and I'm gonna like paw at your ears and go. So, when this happened?
Well, that's why I disappeared for a while a couple weeks ago.
Immediately
Or
hits on
actually-
the furry.
Yeah, in game time, I guess that was like yesterday. That's why I disappeared for a while yesterday.
So is this like a regular thing, or?
Can be for you.
I smack him. No.
Oh wait,
Face
I'm not a bard.
tightly in hands.
Not a bard yet.
Yet. I might be part bard, part blood hunter. You never know.
I like that.
Oh no.
Warp.
Oh shit.
I like that.
Oh no.
We went off the deep end.
Wharf wolf.
Woof woof. Woof woof.
Barf bar.
Arf, arf.
Anyway, who's loading up the cart of who's taking the priority to load up the cart?
I mean, I assume we're just doing like a fireman chain where like we're just passing it down the line.
So anyone who'd like to take the lead on that, roll a survival check.
Huzzah! I can do it. Let's see how it goes. Haha, 15.
You do a decent job. You managed to load up a majority of all like the most what you consider useful stuff from each of the carts. Food, farming tools, and salt. Because salt is fucking important. And you're like you managed to diverse the weight enough and still leave some room for you guys to sit down and hopefully not kill your horses.
Beautiful.
So also, you guys pull out your local map, and you need to anyone who would like to do that can also try and roll a survival check to mark it on the map for what's the word I'm looking for what's his name, Sildar, when you return. Nice.
Very nice.
With a quick soup, Thrysis takes the map, studies it, and puts a X on a location, and you all look to yourselves like, yeah, that looks about where it is. That seems about right. So, is there anything else you would like to do, or are you going to be heading back?
Do we? Never mind.
We killed a dragon, we killed a dark paladin, we killed all the shit here. I think we've earned a rest. Let's head back to town.
Yay! Ew.
Yeah.
So
As
I
the
guess.
party gathers and heads back to town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go back to
I-
town.
I was gonna
Quick
say, I'll
question:
go
who
ahead
took
and-
the goblets, the healing potions, and
I've got them in my.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
got the coins.
I just threw the weapons that I found on the cart because we can load our armory up and supply guards.
so I will grab the silverware and the goblet if nobody else grabbed it.
Go for it.
Melt that shit down.
Now go ahead and toss that great axe on the cart as well. Then.
Just one of them, or all four?
Oh, all of them.
Do.
But I'm gonna hold on to the glove, find out what the elvish skin that has magical property.
You hold on to it, and after a while, you find out that it's what's I'm looking for? It's not magical, just disgusting.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna toss them on the cart too. Yeah.
Get out this hand sanitizer, squirt it
Pretty
into your
much.
hand. wrong on it.
It's my people. Skin of my people. Ick.
No, this is fine. This is normal.
Well,
All
for
right,
the sake
I'll take. Go ahead. You're fine.
I'm just saying, for the sake of brevity, you all the ride back is rather uneventful. You roll into town, and it's refreshing. What was once a group of people hiding scared from the tyranny that had befell them are now slowly coming back out of their shell. They're doing their best to repair the damage and both physical and emotional that the Red Brand had dealt to them. But they see you in, some scattered clapping, waves, and cheers as you all roll into town.
I walk in to town with the hood up and the arms out like Frankenstein, and
You scare a few children.
Way to go, Joe.
Like,
I feel really bad.
What
Like,
happens out of the ordinary, though?
like as you come out of the forest, you also scare a couple of the villagers because
I don't feel bad.
That is orc armor you're wearing, and you're a half orc. But it gives them a second, and then they realize like, oh, that's just one of that crew.
That's just the idiot.
A bit odd, but nonetheless, we welcome her. And as kids run up to greet all of you, and you like let out a Frankenstein, they run over screaming, "Ah! It's a monster!"
I feel bad.
However, you eventually do find your way back to essentially the big house where the mayor is, and apparently Sildar is currently staying. You park the cart, and I assume you enter, unless there's anything else you would like to attend to before you reach there.
I say we go straight to the big house and let them know we did what we said we were going to do.
All right. You enter, and inside you find it's currently empty, save for some servants in the main foyer just dusting. What is that? Just dusting up. You come in and you like inform them like, hey, we're here, and they're like, oh, of course, we shall go fetch Master Sildar and the mayor, and they run off. Eventually, Sildar comes back, like his arms crossed and a very grim look on his face. But he brightens up slightly when he sees you all. He's like, it's good to see you all alive and well. I assume it was successful.
Well, I mean, we're here, aren't we?
Yes, of course. I mean, I assume you could always return with bad news, but no, it's good. It's good. I believe 200 gold. He reaches into his back pocket. Was the amount agreed upon? So that'd be 25 for everyone.
So plus 25.
Is it plus 25 or minus 25?
Plus 25.
Plus 25. Why would you
Gotcha.
minus?
Well, I thought we had to pay something for the mansion.
No. You.
Manor.
Yeah, I double checked you all. I made sure that the money was taken as needed.
Okay.
Anyway, he provides. He's like, I will call over to my associates and have those. Oh, excuse me. That was a burp. I will have those who. I will have anyone who's interested in joining the this new section of the Lord's Alliance. I will inform them the fact that you are now welcomed and welcome members, and
That's you.
that was my brother from across the room.
That's you.
That's him.
Or her. I mean, whatever they identify as.
Loud enough for.
Well, he said brother, so if you identify as a sister or sister,
Sister. My brista.
Anyway,
I'm another mister.
Sister.
Anyway, but he once Sildar seems a bit lost as he speaks with you and provides you with your requested earnings. He seems like he has this like constant look of grim.
No, it's supposed to be.
He
Very
has this
concerned.
constant look of grimness and unease on him.
I can speak to him.
I mean, what do y'all do? Do you just take your stuff and
What?
beat dirt? Like,
So, what's on your mind now?
he starts a bit. He's like, Iarno, it's I have some grave news. Iarno Glassstaff, the man that you helped apprehend, the leader of the Red Brand that had been
The poison for Cusco,
Surprise.
Cusco's poison.
had been suppressing
Poison to kill
his
Cusco.
town.
You
He
lost
is-
him. You lost him, didn't you?
Well, in a terms of sense, yes. He is dead.
Oh, well, in that case.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't one of any of us that killed him. He was assassinated in the night.
By a dog fart?
These ones could
Death by dog
Someone-
fart.
Someone snuck in to his cell. Someone snuck into his cell last night.
Any ideas as to who you think it might be?
No, whoever it was obviously a professional. In, out, they didn't even leave a trace. And I don't know how. The door to his cell was still locked. No, the keys were where they were. No entrance, nothing of the door being forced open or the lock being broken. None of the servants or guards reported any suspicious activity.
Did he have any puncture wounds on him?
It was obviously a suicide.
I mean, it might have been, though I doubt two stab wounds. I doubt we found him with 2 stab wounds in his chest, but I don't know. Iarno never seemed like the man to take his own life, despite no matter how many things egregious they might have been.
Did the stab wounds look exactly the same?
It's kind of hard to tell. None of us are medical have any experience within the medical field.
Can you take us to where
Take
he
us
was
to the
and then take
body.
us to the body? Also, we found you guys some supplies, but if you want them, we'll need you to provide us with horses.
Oh, I will talk to the mayor about that and provide you with some sort of form of compensation.
Like horses.
Oh, if you just want horses?
Take money. We'll take money.
I mean,
Well, like you have the supplies here, don't you? That's what you say. You brought supplies.
no, they're safe, but we can't bring them. We don't have a means to move the carts. It's multiple cart loads.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay then. I'll be more than happy to collect some individuals from town. And we'll go up and grab them ourselves. I should be enough to keep the individuals safe. No.
Yeah, no, it's only through a forest with a bunch of monsters that we had to fight through, and then an orcish held castle. You should do it.
I assume you cleared the castle, did you not? That was the job.
It was clear when we left.
Well, you shall be quick about it in taking up.
Ooh, who's the sexy bitch?
Ignore that. Ignore that.
I didn't see anything. I'm disappointed.
Good.
I did.
I did.
I did.
Is that one of our
Remember.
whores?
Hey, that's a male token, but
Oh, Lord.
Male-ish.
That was a lady, sir.
It's very twinkie male.
80. Robot Joe. Anyway,
What happened?
Oh,
Nothing,
Blake,
don't worry about it.
did you just get the text
What text?
someone.
What?
from Misha?
What's this? Fantastic. What does that mean?
I have not yet.
It means you're fantastic.
So
Fanta with your stick.
I'm going to try to persuade Sildar to give us the horses and let us retrieve the rest of the goods on our own so we get the horses.
That's kind of what I was attempting to do with the.
Try a persuasion check.
I think you were going more for intimidation there, killer.
True. Is he
Is it
considered
persuasion?
a commoner?
What was that? Grim?
Is he considered a commoner?
Sildar? No, he's a veteran of the Lord's Alliance. He's an adventurer, much like you, although older in his years.
Well, I'm trying to see if the Haunted One background will help with this endeavor.
Well, the Haunted One background is more like trying to get stuff for you, as opposed to make him not do something. But
Okay.
he's a veteran. He's like, oh, don't worry. I assume don't like you try and tell him like, hey, we could do it. He's like, you've done enough for the town. I'm sure we can like I understand that there are perils in the forest, but I am not going to be taking pregnant women and children with me. I'll make sure to vet the individuals I take, and that there will also be some members of the Lord's Alliance from up north coming to meet us.
First off, if you had pregnant children in this town, you're gonna have far bigger issues.
He said pregnant women and or children. But
Well, you don't know where the comma was.
pregnant women, children.
I'm gonna ask him where's the body of Yarno located at so I can inspect it.
I mean, we buried him this morning, but we can
Dig him up.
if you believe you have something that you can ascertain from it. Of
Yes.
course. I will send for you. It'll be a process. I will send for you once we have him brought back up and into a proper place for study. Until then, I believe Dawn had returned not but 2 days ago with the items for your manor, as well as plenty of individuals from up north and others who are looking for a job.
Where's the room he was killed in?
He was killed in the cells downstairs.
Can we go look real quick?
But of course. So, you head on downstairs, and you find doesn't have that too many. There's only like maybe 3 heavy sails, and the one at the very end on the far left is open. You look inside, and there is blood splatter against the wall.
No windows.
Okay, first of all, how did 2 people text me about the same fucking thing at the same fucking time, Dominica?
Yes. And
Yeah.
who else?
You and
Yeah,
another friend of mine in North Carolina texted me at the same time about the same thing.
You're welcome.
Sweet. Since Finn was a wee lad.
Yeah. Okay. Just for anybody who's wondering what he's talking about, if you don't have Misha Collins' number, please let me know because he's putting on a house scavenger hunt. This is Castiel from Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yes. And if you would like his number, he sends out pictures and messages and shit all the time. But yeah, they're putting on a scavenger hunt, and it's supposed to be really fun.
Huh.
I watched this when it first came out.
So it is a closed. There's the only way in is through the staircase down. There are three cells. First two are just locked, nothing in them. The third one is open, obviously for people to get inside, and there's a blood splatter against the wall. And
Obviously.
So if you guys would like to write a investigation check, whoever would like to lead it.
I shall do it. Damn
I
it.
will help.
Yes. Investigation. Ha ha. I got the 20.
20.
And she got
Oh.
the 20.
Akara got a 20. Are
Outstanding.
you rolling to yourself there, Grim? Because I don't see anything showing up for you.
Damn it. I am. It was a fucking 20. Go with Okara.
Anyway, Akara,
So-
you being who you are, you look into the lock, and it's a bit hard to find. Lock picking tools are rather subtle. It's kind of hard, but as you look at it's kind of hard to tell after the fact, especially if someone's good at it. But it is this lock is not complex at all. It's rather simple to unlock it and then relock it for anyone worth their salt. You go up to the blood splatter, and it is a upward splatter, which obviously meant it was a pretty violent stab, and not quite sure who could have maybe it was done sort of from behind, like if they were looking at the wall, someone came in and stabbed into their chest, or if they stabbed and he turned around and sprayed blood everywhere. Could have been either of those things, but it seems like a lot of blood came out, so that means it wasn't a delicate stab wound. It was rather violent. And thirdly, you see a tiny little symbol painted in the bottom corner of the room, almost unnoticeable.
I'm
And
gonna.
I assume you look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
I lick it. No.
Is it anything I recognize? And also, do I look around, being that I'm an assassin, do I recognize maybe a potential another rogue at work, and see any similar types of work that something like a class like I would do?
Thinking to yourself, you think if anyone wanted to do this, it would have been easy. The guards are normal commoners. Of Phandalin, the lock wasn't that heavy, and as far as you know, no one was down here to watch him. So it would, for any assassin worth their salt, this would have been an easy job. Not to mention, as you look down at the symbol, it is an eye with an X over it, and you recognize it as the symbol for the Order of Shadows.
Ooh. So I go back and I tell, is the group with me, or do I go back out of the room and just let everybody know?
I assume the group is there, but you're the one
Okay.
sort of leading the investigation, and they're all just sort of looking about too, but you're the one taking charge.
I go and I tell everybody,
Joe's off to the sides, there's a brick wall.
with her bear helmet.
See if I can push it.
She's having too much fun with her new hat.
I'm chasing the commoners that are guards. I'm like, hey guys, check this out. And I flip my hood up and rah!
Anyway, but you
So
checking out the acoustics. Anyway, you return to the group.
and I let them know, and I say I actually found a symbol that I recognize, and that this might be the work of a rogue.
Also, one sec here. Yeah, everyone talk amongst yourself as I bring Okara to whispers.
Ooh.
So what's happening, party people?
Everything.
Not a whole lot.
So
Dana,
about
did you say this did not work on the tablet? Did Daniel say that Roll20 does not work on the tablet?
Not really. I tried it last time. It was very disappointing.
Damn it.
Why? What'd you do? Oh, are you gonna draw us some MS Paint or something? Or
No, I was trying to decide for deployment whether I want to buy a laptop or a tablet.
do a laptop?
Laptop.
Okay.
He pooped on the ground.
I'm sorry, what?
Dirty. Dirty, dirty.
Look at the dude, and then look below him.
Aha!
Oh.
He shitted. He shitted in his pants.
You guys okay over there?
Negative.
I mean, as long as here. Okay, that's good. Good.
There it is. I was waiting on it. I knew someone was gonna do it eventually.
She is a he. Alright. I'll be right back. The dogs are being assholes.
Well, that sounds unfortunate.
No, the penis has come out.
You guys started it.
I didn't draw the first one.
I know. Is she smoking a joint? Guys, this is glorious. Do, 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 do.
Oh my goodness, everyone's just drawing over my.
Oh my god, I just noticed that.
I,
Crap.
I try so hard. I just-
Aww.
I look up and see this penis.
But the turd stayed.
Yes! The turd stays.
Where is there a turd? Oh, I see it. All right. Very serious now. Back to the game at hand.
This is what
All
happens
of-
when you're gone for too long with children.
All of you, I was about to say, all of you are older than me.
No, we're not.
By numerics, yes. Obviously, by personality, no.
At least
Clearly, you haven't been hanging around Jester long enough. We're just,
It's fine. It's
you know,
fine. We do
we're-
the same shit in our games too. So it always irritates the DM when they come back and they see like shit drawn everywhere. I've 100% done it to my DMs too.
You just got your payback, kind of.
Yeah, no, 100%. Anyway, like I think at some point I pointed out something. I pointed out something on a map, like a landmass on a map looked like a triceratops, and every time we'd like load in, I draw like the triceratops over it. So here it is, triceratops. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Okara, what do you tell the group?
I tell them that I actually recognize the symbol, and that I am fairly certain this was a rogue that I know that could have potentially done this. And I'm not too sure if it's more of something maybe against them, or if it's a way to get my. But I'm not sure.
So, what would their next move be then?
You are banned.
Well, there are 3 people that come to mind, and I'm not too sure. I would have to do some asking around and get some information, but obviously they've left a symbol there for me to.
Is this someone that you're friends with, or someone we should worry about?
Not really friends. More like worked with them.
I have returned.
They're part of my guild. My old guild that I used to be part of.
So, do you need help searching for answer? You said you had to talk to a few people. Do you need help talking to people, or are you gonna just kind of like sneak off in the middle of the night, or can we do like girls road trip?
Actually, I think I will probably sneak off tonight.
Damn it!
While we go to sleep, and see if I can't locate some confidants that I know of my guild to get some.
Stupid elves, and they're not having to sleep and bullshit.
I just have to meditate for 4 hours.
Fine.
What is this? Sorry, it's like is people still freaking out that I haven't seen Supernatural?
Yes. Shame on you.
Dare you?
Anyway.
Or we could also too. Is there like an underbelly or more of like a darker?
In Phandalin, no, they're a simple
Okay.
farming town. This is obviously
Okay.
this is people coming from outside to do a job.
Okay. Then I could either sneak off, or if you would prefer me to stay with the group, I can get a message to somebody I do know could come and answer some.
It'd be hard from where you
Okay.
are. Like sneaking
Okay.
off, like the cities where you'd probably find them are like a few weeks away. So
Okay.
and like since you've heard that that it happened, they're either gone or they've hidden themselves pretty well. So, with that in mind, what do you guys want to do?
Check out the new digs.
Should probably go home, take nappies.
you guys head on back upstairs. Do you tell Sildar any of this information?
Not until we
I
know
think-
more.
Yeah, until we know something for sure.
All right. We walk by him. He's like, we don't know. He's like, well, it's all right. It's one of those like murder mystery books, you know. It's something you see out of that. But regardless, we counted up the supplies and we gathered together 100 silver. You're really you're really what's I'm looking for. You've done a lot for this town. Unfortunately, we can't give you more, but eventually, if what's the word I'm looking for? If with the vanishing of the red brand, now the goblins and orcs taken care of, more people can get in and out of Phandalin. Trade can start up again, and more of the money and the prosperity of this town begin to flow once more. So it'll be 25 silver for no, not 25. With 8 of you, that'd be 13 silver for everybody. Anyway, you all hop in the carriage, drive your
Why
way
do you
up,
not text Misha?
and then eventually you make your way to the manor. You see, as you arrive, you see a few like burlier townsfolk just coming out, dusting themselves off. Don's currently sitting on like a pillar, just like pulling a like like a staff sergeant or something, just like shouting at them, like you over there, do something else.
I'm gonna approach her and be like, "So, you staying with me tonight?"
She looks down at you. She's like, she's like, looks up the mansion. Nah.
Oh, I can't persuade you to come spend the night.
Bring some wine and maybe we can start talking.
You know, I always got the
Ooh.
alcohol. I always got it.
Slut for alcohol. Party of one.
She says, but let's start talking business first.
Oh.
I got the folk. Your abode is now currently and properly furnished with the best supplies that we could gather with the budget that was provided. I also managed to snag a few people from up north that were interested in working for some adventurers. You see, standing off into the field. There are two groups. There are individuals dressed up in leather or hide armor with weapons on them. She points to them, guards, and some normal commoner-looking folk dressed in simple clothes. She points over there, servants. Hire them as you wish. She does like a sort of like tumble off of the pillar, pats you condescendingly on the head, and then walks away.
Aww.
I give him a pat on the head as well, and I walk inside.
So, how much are these going to set us back in coin to hire these people?
For a typical hireling, for the servants, it's 2 silver pieces a day, or 15 silver pieces a week. I'll be doing the subtraction every week in game time, so y'all don't have to worry about it. And then for the guards, they are skilled, or at least like skilled in terms of like physical capabilities and being able to thwart just basic oncomers, and they're worth 2 gold a day.
Well, we're obviously gonna need at least 2 guards if we're gonna run a brothel.
What, why don't, you know what we need to do? We need to hire some, like, orc chicks who can be their own fucking guards.
I mean,
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Is there a fetish for that though?
Have you seen me?
In a town of primarily human folk that have spent the last several months at the mercy of orcs raiding their town,
It's a dominatrix
probably
kind
not.
of thing.
Could be a revenge business.
But you get the feeling it's very vanilla down here.
So sheep. We need lots of sheep.
Probably humans, maybe some elves.
Definitely. I know.
What is this about a brothel?
They want to start a
Nothing,
brothel in the
nothing,
hole.
Thrices, nothing.
Nothing, honey. Hey,
You're
come
visiting
over
the brothel.
here. Have you seen these pillars? They look really cool.
Just don't go in the
Beautiful
basement.
pillars.
In your handout, Thrices, there should be a handout concerning the manor and what's inside of it.
What's it for? Like,
It's you guys were gifted this manor as a thank you for all what you've done with the town. So it's
oh, they
essentially
just fucking gave us the house of the bad dudes that we murdered?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, pretty much. And the party hired a group of people to fix it up, and yeah, that's about it.
And we're going to turn it into a brewery/brothel.
That's their plans.
Or we could make it into a temple.
A brewery is my temple.
I'm just gonna throw this one out there. If you're not in the chat, just gonna.
I see nothing.
It'll be a nice fetish.
Huzzah.
There are a dragonborn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're all going to hell.
I think it rotted before we got to it, though, right?
Yeah, damn it.
Did we ever come up with a name yet?
Until
if
we
there's
get
a-
the. I mean,
A
until we
name you
get
want to
the.
give your group for the banner. For the banner.
Until we get the brewery going, I feel like we can't name the brothel yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
so should we wait to start the brothel until we get the brewery going, and like Okara and I, like during breaks, like in between weeks, we can
Recruit
get
talent.
everything set up so we know like what we need and how much everything's gonna be, and then like discuss it with you guys the next time.
I'll take
That's
that bar
fair.
visit, yes.
There's a guards quarters out in the exterior. They have enough for about 4 guards. There is the servants' quarters have enough room for 6 servants, as well as the unused room downstairs. It currently has 2 bunk beds in there that can also be used for for maybe the head of the guard and or servants, or just 4 more servants of any kind. So you have 14 open beds for workers if you want to use that for as any
Ooh.
indication of who you can use.
Here's another idea. Whatever guards we don't hire, we can send to what's his face to join the alliance,
It's true.
or we can just send all the guards and say, hey, these certain ones that working with us, and see if we can get around not having to pay them from our own pocket. Just saying.
Just let them enjoy the goods.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to consider.
Is either the crypt or the storage room going to be big enough to put the brewing gear?
There's like 2 open areas. There's the medium and the large. The medium area does not have a fountain. The medium or large area would be enough to put the brewery in. The 2 unused rooms in the basement.
Gotcha.
The large room would mean more space, more working space. But if you were to use the large room, it would also have more space for storage of like barrels and stuff, complete product. Up to you, really.
I feel we could-
More working space. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I feel we could charge more for a room with a fountain in it, so I'll take the large room for the brewery.
The fountains in the large room. That was a misclick.
Oh. Well, I'll let y'all decide. I need either the medium or the large room.
And
You
the
tell me
large
which,
room,
I'll make it
the
work.
large room leads into the small room with the 4 beds in it.
Is this a
So
fountain,
let's-
like a bubbling fountain, or is it just a running water fountain?
It's just sort of running water fountain, sort of like a well, I guess you'd call it, or like collecting fresh water.
Oh,
So
then I'll take that.
I was gonna say you should probably take that one.
Yeah, we'll put the brewery in the large room so we got the fresh water running.
Why does Mandartis have like 3 different fucking rooms?
Oh,
Because he's a princess.
he took. He doesn't have 3 rooms. He has the bedroom, and as the spellcaster, he laid claim to what the fuck is that? Who is? He laid claim to what was Iarno's alchemist lab and study.
Which anybody can use.
He says as he takes some of the silver wire, puts some of the door.
I do not have alarm yet.
Just throwing it out there.
No, I don't have alarm.
Can I
You
go
can't
in the
learn-
alchemy lab?
I mean, you certainly can. Yeah. You just
I'm trying.
you walk in there and
Alright, well,
I'm trying to find
everybody's
ruby dust.
figuring out what they're doing. I'ma go sleep.
roll an investigation check. Well, all right. Who does anyone want to take the lead in hiring the help?
Well, no, Oh, are we talking about, like, not the whores, but, like, actual, like...
Like
servants?
actual servants and guards, like to clean the house, to guard the house, to prep your food.
Of course.
I'll do it. I obviously will have experience in that since I've had servants my entire life. So I will handle hiring servants and...
As I've said, you have 14 open beds, 10 of them in the house, 4 of them in a separate guard shack. So, if you would
So,
like,
let's see
you
it.
can.
So I want to go ahead. So we need a cook, a main housekeeper, I'd say two housekeepers. I'd say a total of maybe 5 people.
Yeah, because I don't think we need guards while we're here. We kind of do that ourselves.
Right. So I'd say we want 2 people in the kitchen, 2 people that will be able to do like housekeeping and everything, and then I'd say like 1 butler or like main person that kind of dictates who does what.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so that's for the typical thing. So you want 5 people for the normal one,
I'll type
and
it out.
how many guards?
Well, for right now, we're not going to do any guards since we're here. We can. I'd say, how long are we going to stay here for right now, guys?
Until we can figure out this whole killing of Yarno thing.
I like the idea of sending the guards to Sildar to find work, and like if we need them, we'll call and hire them. If that works.
So you're telling guards to go beat Kickter?
No, we're telling them to go see Sildar. He'll have some work until we need them.
No, I'll just sort of like shrug and like just sort of tally off. So Joe, you walk towards the like the small group and you begin like asking for it. The When you ask for like a head cook and assistant,
Mhm.
a kind looking halfling woman. 1 second. I have to answer. Someone's texting me.
Well, y'all are getting the particulars of this together. I'm gonna go look for a courier.
Hey, okay,
Oh,
there you are.
Dawn.
She's probably off dicking about with some of the guardsmen. Or what?
She's still here, or she left? I thought she left.
She's probably shit. Like she didn't. She was sort of like talking to the people that she like brought together, and eventually once they were done, she's like, "All right, time for us to head on out." You'll probably catch her in like the end of like just as she's leaving. Anyway,
Okay.
a kind face half elven woman walks up and she's like, my name is Nazira. This is my my companion Kiria, and she gestures towards a half elven girl, plain looking hair, like blonde hair pulled up into a ponytail. She gives you a smile. We are well trained cooks.
Okay. What are you able to not only cook but keep a clean area? We're housing them, correct?
I mean, there's a servants' quarters, yeah.
Okay. So let's see. What all are we paying them by?
You can choose by the
you
day.
said the day, or
I'll keep track of that for y'all in terms of editing certain numbers, but you can essentially, for brevity's sake, I'll be having you pay them 15 silver by the week, or at least one and a half gold a week
per person?
per person.
Okay, so I offer that to them along with room and board.
They accept and they walk in.
Okay, so you said Nazira and Kidia? Is that correct?
Nazira.
Sorry, I'm keeping notes, so make sure I've got it all.
Nazira would be the main cook. Kiria would be her assistant. Kiria is took up an apprenticeship underneath her a while ago when they started working at a tavern, but eventually the tavern owner had grown ill and couldn't continue to pay them, so they had to leave, and that's why they're here.
Okay.
When you ask for typical workers, a few people begin arguing, or not arguing, but sort of like putting themselves up as like the best choice. You eventually settle down on two simple humans, a pair of twin boys, Robert and Casson.
And they're going to be the housekeepers?
Yeah, they're the housekeepers. And eventually...
I'd prefer if we had female housekeepers. Well, no, because we don't want them getting...
And finally, you ask for a head of the workers. At that, a few people just sort of leave, but then an individual sort of like, her hair is very wispy. It is sort of, it's like it's a pale white. It sort of seems to be constantly flowing, as well as the simple garments that she has. She has a small smile, thinly set blue eyes that looks sort of like aquamarine. She steps up and she's like, "Hello, my name is Sky. I have served under many lords and ladies over my time, but I am looking for a more quiet place to settle down. And I find it that adventurers are easier to please than a uptight noble.
And what race is she?
Roll a history check.
Make me do. Is it history?
Mhm.
Do-do.
No idea. She just looks very pretty.
So you said wispy hair.
Wispy hair,
Marine
very pale
eyes.
skin, aquamarine eyes, and she just seems to like there is no wind going around. There's no wind around you, but
it's
there
blowing.
is some. There is some. There's there is wind, but not enough to blow your hair and rustle your clothes. But it looks like she's like in a constant like she's in like a commercial where they have like the wind
Anime style
turbine,
shit.
yeah, slightly blowing at her. Yeah, anime style shit. That just seems to be naturally happening to her.
Okay.
She's one of those air elementals.
My name is Sky. I'd be more than happy to take charge. However, she looks about. The manor is quite large, and there are a decent number of you. Are you sure 5 is all you desire? If you would like, I would be more than happy to take charge in hiring and vetting individuals.
I will give her leave to hire 2 more individuals to help with us, or work with the housekeeper crew. But I want to meet them before they enter the home.
But of course.
And then I'm also going to give her, let's see. I'm also going to give her 5 gold pieces to go into town and get essentially a fresh wardrobe for everybody.
She nods. He's like, of course. I will begin. I will do as such. She goes back into the crowd, begins her own little vetting process, and eventually settles in on 2 more individuals. A half-elven woman by the name of Maria, and a human woman by the name of Talia.
Sorry, you said half.
I'll type it out for you.
Sorry.
And while you're doing that, I hand Dawn the dragon claw and a note and send her on her way.
All right, no problem. She's like, all right, I can get that to a nearby courier service and have it sent to you. That is 2 gold pieces for a mile. So for me, not much, only about 5 gold. No, 6 gold. For them, if you want me to hire them for you to go even further, that'd be 20.
So
wait, I'm
20...
sorry. Oh, you're talking with him, not me. Okay.
Yeah, Don's talking to Blanton. So you get you get two women caretakers, half elf Marilla, and human Talia. So yeah,
So
4 housekeepers.
Okay. So we've got
cooks.
4
And
housekeepers, a main
head
butler, and then 2 cooks. That should be good to start us right now. What do you guys think?
And
Sounds
no
good.
guards.
And what?
And no guards.
Not yet. Not until we get ready to leave.
And if I heard you right, I took 22 gold off of my character
26.
sheet. 26.
You see that, right?
Let's see.
All right.
Will.
Eventually, I saw that.
Okay.
Sky saddles up to you, Josephine. He's like, Mistress, is there anything, any stipulations that we need to be aware of? Any rooms you'd like clean more than others? Any rooms that the servants need to stay out of?
Call me Joe.
Of course, Mistress Joe.
No, just Joe.
Yes, Joe.
There we go. talk with each of the individuals that are living here. Preferably, would like to. I assume I look over at Blanton. Or are you here? Or are you gone?
No, I'm back. I've given the package and came back.
So I look over to Blanton and I say, send Robert and Casson with Blanton to go clean out the downstairs for the brewery.
But of course. And she like calls over, and Blanton, you look over to see two twin human males, both brown hair, looking to be in like their late teens, early 20s. They seem a bit rambunctious as they like are elbowing each other as they are like eyeing Okara from a distance, but they immediately snap to attention when like not like attention, but they snap to like working mode as soon as like their names are called out.
Come with me, boys. We'll work the rambunctiousness out of you.
They make like exasperated, silly faces at each other as they follow behind you, but they seem well-meaning. They're getting paid, so they don't complain.
And then I'll just tell Sky and say, okay, so we would prefer if all of the rooms could be cleaned before the evening so that we can get some much-needed rest.
The Sky's certainly like writing into a notebook.
And then just continue on opening up the house to make it fit for people to live in.
But of course, I will go and provide and buy, have uniforms ordered. I will begin stacking the pantry. And is there any? And we shall begin. So essentially, the one
I have
room.
a question for Sky.
Yes.
Do you have previous experience with handling like payments for food, for allowances, for I don't know, clothes, for the different servants? And
if you wish for me to keep track of everything in terms of making sure the pantry is stocked and paying the workers, you need only give me a budget, mistress. I'm sorry, Jill.
What would you say?
Well, of course, weekly with the 7 of us, 7 times 2.
It's going to come out
7.
to 10.5 gold per week.
Yeah. So it'd be 10 gold for the 7 of us per week. For payment, and initial costs for uniforms, but after that, I believe it would be up to each individual to keep their uniforms neat and tidy. I believe I perhaps only need 5 gold for that. Obviously, the food is the issue that we're talking here. That would be the most
expensive.
The most yeah. 1 second, I'm looking up.
No, you're fine. To the group, how long do we plan on staying here right now?
I'm not with you guys, but right now, by the way.
Okay, to anybody who's here, how long do we feel like we plan on staying?
Are we in a good school district?
I mean, like, are we staying for like 2 days or a week?
Well, I'm actually going to head to the bar, the tavern, and I'm just going to sit there and see if anybody approaches, sit down and have it.
All right. In terms of food, it really just depends on how you want to live. 5 gold a week for a budget would more than likely give you a modest living style, decent food. If you want something more comfortable, it'd be 10 gold a week. And if you want something wealthy, it would be 20.
Let's just say I hear this as I'm walking the boys through and I shout back, let's plan for a week. I'm good with the mid-tier of everybody else.
Okay, so for this week, we'll do 10 gold.
So
and
you need
from
10. 10 gold in the week to pay everybody, and 10 gold for the. So you want the midline one. So if you want normal, it's 15 gold.
Let's see. So, let's see. So for right now, you said 10 gold for 1 week is enough to do a little bit higher than.
That's how much. Yeah. So that's if you want to go just normal food, like the food you'd find in the inn. Nothing fancy, just modest food.
Mm-hmm.
And then that right there, 20 gold, 1 week is for the pay of the servants, the cost of modest food, and uniforming them. But uniforming them is just a one-time cost. So after that, it'd be just 15 gold a week.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with that.
You split that amongst yourself. That, in all honesty, with how much money that you all have together, it's not a lot.
Right. Yeah, no, so 20 divided by 6 of us?
8, really? There's 8 of you.
Oh, there's 8 of us? Jesus Christ.
So it's like 3 gold pieces a person if you all chip in. Really, it's 2.5. It's 2 gold pieces and 5 silver. 2 gold pieces and 5 silver if everyone chips in. That's like a small dent amongst what you have.
I'd say let's go ahead and do 3 gold pieces a piece. The overage we'll just give for extra sweets, or like if we decide to have something like alcohol. Until our brewery's up, we should probably stock up on alcohol. So any overage, just have her spend on the good shit.
So everyone minus 3 gold pieces. You collect that from the group. Provide her with it. She puts it in a small velvet pouch, ties it up, and puts it onto her waist. And it's like, so this is the. So am I to expect this to be the budget for the weekly budget from that here on out?
Yes.
She nods her head. I will attend to all matters as necessary.
Excellent.
With that, everyone goes about to their own thing. Sky goes around, introduces herself to everyone, and asks if there's any duties that the servants must be aware of, any places that they must be out of. If anyone would like to clarify anything to Sky, now's the time. Oh, the music stopped. I almost. Oh my god, I'm sorry. No one told me. I got distracted.
We got into the story.
Building a house here, man.
I mean, like, so what's I'm looking for? You don't have to stay here all the time. You're just, like, that's what I'm looking for. This is always a place for you to come back to after an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember when we ordered our stuff the last time. Did I go ahead and get brewing supplies sent in? I think I did, right?
Yeah.
No, brewing supplies would be quite the expenditure. I think what you did was you like requested brewery supplies, like as in the toolkit, which you can do to start brewing, but like anything major, like you would need barrels and stuff. Like you can start brewing for like maybe yourself and your friends, but as a to make a company, you're gonna need much more. But if you wanted those brewery supplies, they'd be like 20 gold pieces.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. That's for the, like you said, small batch, basically.
Yeah, for like a personal kit, essentially. Like
Okay.
probably some like a probably per distillery that you could have on hand. That's 20 gold pieces. And you could put that just like on the table. It'd be like a simple distillery, nothing major.
All right. And then how much is the full rig going to cost?
I'll begin looking into that.
Okay.
Like copy image. This is essentially what I'm gonna put in game room. This is essentially like the equivalent of what you bought. This is just for like you making it for yourself and your friends. In time, you will get enough gold and the resources to get a big distillery, like maybe hire some employees to look after it while you're gone and stuff. and essentially that distillery will make the money that'll pay for just pretty much pay for everyone, and you guys don't have to worry about coming out of your own pocket.
And
Put big boy
don't
panties
forget,
on.
don't forget the women.
I mean, if if that's a business you are willing to begin.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
So, is there anything anyone would like to clarify to Sky?
does she enter
goes
the lab?
I think at some point she would, like, because that's one of the like immediate like first rooms. She'd probably like open the door and she's like, "Oh my stars!" and she slams it.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You can open the door. Don't worry about it.
I would prefer, Master, if you were dressed.
But I'm home. I'm comfortable. I'm doing things. I have to be comfortable. What do you need? Who are you? What do you need?
My name is Sky. have been hired as the head maid of your employees. I was just merely doing the rounds.
Oh, no, I'm good right now. I don't need nothing.
I will ensure to tell the servants to not enter the alchemy room. And she scurries off.
Am I able to get at least one potion made for this day?
Yeah, I'd say you'd get one potion. What potion are you trying to make? A health potion?
Yeah.
All right, so I'd say you essentially use up the leftover materials that are present in the immediate area, and so after this one is done, you have to start buying your own materials.
Okay. So once that one's done, I'm gonna throw my robe back on and retreat to my room temporarily to do my meditation. Do I by chance see Sky or any of the other servants walking around?
Oh, definitely. You see, like I said, definitely a bunch of servants. You see, you see a halfling and a half-elf and a halfling woman and a young half-halfling girl going about the kitchen, like ordering getting their pots and pans set up and talking amongst themselves, probably getting dinner ready. You see two young boys, like late teenager boys, like dusting off the stairs as they insult each other.
No, they're downstairs cleaning up the brewery area.
Okay, but you see a half-elven woman and a human woman going about, pretty much following wherever Sky goes, and like they're taking order of things and like just pretty much cleaning up the place.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to Sky since she said she was the head maid. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Sky, real quick, I don't know if you have a shopping list or anything put together because it seems like you're kind of running around. Can you add healing potion raw materials to your list to bring in, put in my lab?"
She stares at you and she's like, "If you are willing to provide the necessary funds."
How much? Question to the DM. How much is that?
25 gold per potion.
Here is
which is a decent discount considering healing potions typically cost 50 gold.
Right. All right. Here, I give her 75 gold pieces, and say, "Go get it."
She looks like shocked, and obviously we don't have to roleplay this, but you rattle off all the ingredients because she doesn't know this, obviously, just being a normal commoner. But she scribbles it down. She's like, "I will certainly do my best to find all the materials you requested."
Okay, thank you.
She looks at the 75. She looks at the 75 gold. Turns to the other two women. She's like, "What the? They left a lot of money just to dump on them."
And I retreat to my room to go meditate so I can gain everything back.
Eventually, unless there's anything else anyone would like to make clear to the servants, any requests of them?
I'll pull one of the. Let's see. I'll pull the half elf aside. Maria.
Maria? Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull her aside and I'll show her my really cool bear armor. I'll say, "Hey, if you can clean this up, that would be awesome."
She, as you put it into her hand, she looks down and it raises her eyebrows. because it's like there's metal and there's fur. And she holds
But
it
I
out.
look at her and I'm like really, really excited.
Do I do I wash it or polish it?
Both. Please.
Ah, I see. Of course. She folds
And
it
I'll
up.
give her a gold piece to go ahead and find any of the necessary supplies she may need.
She takes it and is like, I will get right on that, and she scurries off. And that's pretty much how like all of them refer to you. Latin, both of the boys like call you sir as they like walk about, like yes sir, as you tell them the orders. It's always sir, ma'am, miss, mistress, master. It's always like that. Those kind of phrases
No.
on and about.
It's Joe.
Oh,
Crisis, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to go
Sigma?
into the town.
So you're in town right now. Are you looking for anything specific?
I want to do two things. I want to try to find 50 gold worth of ruby dust.
You'd find that at the miners' exchange, but yeah, you can certainly do that.
Okay. I will go there and buy that.
Mhm.
Let me take my 50 gold off real quick. And then I also want to go to the blacksmith.
Mhm.
And hang on, I'm gonna post a picture in the thing real quick.
You find a rather muscular, like obviously because he works as a blacksmith, but a muscular human male, definitely like wearing a sort of, I guess, a tank top would be the word for it, and doing like the work as a pout. And as you reach the like the blacksmith shop, you see his like wife like hanging up like cloth and stuff, and she like waves you in with a bright smile as you're like one of the town saviors.
I want to requisition a mace that has a head like the sconce that I posted in the chat.
The man Colin, like you describe it to him like, it's that'd be no problem. Take me about like maces are a lot easier to make. Take me about maybe a day and a half. That'd be 6 gold for materials and work.
Perfect.
Hand him the 6 gold. He's like, I'll get that made for you as quick as I can, boss.
All
So
right, I appreciate it.
Nods and waves you off, and he's like, all right, better get to work on that.
And that's all I need.
All right. Eventually, you do like Sky comes up to you, Thrysis, and she's like, hello, master.
Hello.
Greetings. I am Sky. I am taking up the position of head maid here. I was wondering, the broken shrine out back. What would you like for us to do with that?
What's it look like?
It is like it is like the. Have you ever been to like a park and they're like those? I don't know what the word for it is, but like those little circular things with the things and the roof.
Like a gazebo?
That's what it's called, gazebo.
yeah, they're called. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it. I googled a gazebo. Oh yeah, think that, but smaller. Like maybe for
Okay.
like smaller to the point where you could fit like maybe a statue, and like just a small little area for like offerings and stuff. This is like looks like the previous statue was the previous place of offering was destroyed. Whenever that happened, we could commission a new one. Just put up a simple wreath. Or a placard, or just get rid of it entirely. Up to you.
I'll figure out what everyone else would want to do with it because I don't want to specifically commission one for my god if everybody else isn't okay with that.
But of course, you seem to be the only holy man amongst us, amongst the our employers. So I thought I'd ask you.
Fair enough.
I will go about my business then. She scurries off. The rest of the day goes by without incident. As the day ends, you all are greeted to a wonderful feast. Not so much a feast, but it's like good food, good hearty food, prepared by Nezria and Kyria, and it's like essentially they use the extra money to splurge a bit for spices and stuff. For this being their first night here with you all, and it is food that you all definitely enjoy.
While we're all eating, I'm gonna pull out some of the stuff that we got from the dragon and place it on the table, which is all of that, and ask, what are we doing with all this?
Well, I'm not gonna eat it at the dinner table. Get it off.
It's not food, Joe. I figured you of all people would recognize gems.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, scales.
No, I don't have scales yet.
I laugh and I face plant into, like, the porridge or whatever and just start snoring.
Is Okara still at the bar, or she came back yet?
I assume she came back. Akara, nothing really happens at the bar. Like I said, Vandalin is a small farming town, very far out from where you are. There wouldn't be really any contacts here.
Okay.
So once you realize it's a fruitless effort, you come back, and if there's anything you want to discuss with the servants, you most certainly can.
Good.
So, is there nothing else you'd like to do or discuss?
I point back at the
If we're,
table.
all,
Go ahead.
if we're all still at the dinner table, I would want to ask everybody else if there's any specific religious things that they would want to use their shrine for. Otherwise, I'm going to requisition a statue of Fusolis.
I have nothing. I'm good.
I'm good.
My shrine's the brewery downstairs.
Sky walks in. She's like, I hope no one minds, but there wasn't enough room in the servant quarters, so I took one of the smaller rooms on the first level.
Wait, don't we have servants' quarters?
There's the servants' quarters, but there's only like 6 beds. We all hired
Okay.
7 people. So
Okay.
like Sky took one of the smaller rooms, like with the unused room on the first floor, and that's her personal room because she's the head maid.
Okay. Yeah. I'll ask her if she needs anything in particular to furnish her room, since she is going to be in charge of everyone.
Like what's I'm looking for? I purchased. I have some personal money that I had stored away before coming here. I bought a decent bed and just the necessary materials. I'll decorate it as time goes on.
I just mean if she needs like a desk to hold papers or anything, if she's going to be in charge of buying food and...
That would be helpful, certainly.
How much does a desk generally run?
I'd say it's a typical, let's say about 5 silver.
5 silver, okay. I'll go ahead and give her...
For a small desk to fit in a room to do papers and stuff on.
Okay, I'll give her 5 silver from mine and tell her to go ahead and buy
Do we have a
desk.
Do we have a safe in this manor at all?
Not currently.
If you need it, talk to this lovely lady right here. She'll get you whatever you need, because that's her job.
I'm gonna
She
look at
nodded.
I'm gonna look
You
at her
just have
and
to,
say,
finance it.
"Get us I need a safe. Well, we all need a safe technically to put any valuables that we find while we're not here that we can go through later."
I could get one commissioned.
Yeah, do that. How much is that gonna run?
It really just depends on the size and the make.
A big,
And
sturdy one that's not easy to break into.
not easy to break into. Okay, so essentially, a typical safe runs about 75 gold pieces,
Oh, shit.
and the DC is 15. And the DC will go up by 5 for every 50 gold added to it. So it'll go up by 1 for every 10 gold added to the cost.
I mean, they might as well just steal the safe, and then they'll be richer than almost anybody
Right?
else in the world.
It'll be hard. It's 200 pounds in terms of weight.
Yeah,
Ogres
no.
exist.
I'll just scoop up. I'll leave the silver goblets. Be like, I don't know what you guys want to do with these, but I'll scoop up the gems and then after dinner hide them in a certain floorboard in my room somewhere.
If you would like us to add the fine silverware and goblets to or perhaps hosting parties, we can put it somewhere safe and put a simple lock on a cabinet.
You guys good with that?
Let's do it.
All right.
She collects the fine silverware and goblets that you all have collected and puts up in a safe, like not a safe, but in a thing, closes it, and they put a simple lock on it.
Yeah, and then I'll hide the gems in the floorboard in my room.
No problem. So food and eating comes to an end. The servant, as you guys leave, the servants come in after you to start eating. Their food is a lot less fancy than yours, but they have a decent. You hear decent conversation as they all get to know each other. You each turn into your room and go to sleep for tonight, except for Mandardus. Mandardus, what do you do? Because you already did your 4 hours, I suppose.
Yes. I don't have. Do I have any other materials for any other potions?
Not really. Well, she would come back. She would come back with the resources you need at the end of the day. So she would come back with the resources you requested.
Actually, let's see. I'm actually Mandardus hasn't gotten any in a long time, so he's gonna actually flirt with the half elf Maria.
What's her name? Malria.
Malria. Yeah, he's gonna flirt with her, see if he can get her into bed.
Oh, Marilla. Yeah, there it is.
Why are you trying to bed the help?
Because I need some.
And she roll a general charisma check.
Ooh, charisma. Just straight charisma modifier.
Just straight charisma modifier.
15.
15. She as you try and flirt her up, she blushes and she's like, I shouldn't. I'm your employee. It's my first night here. Very improper.
We're not proper here. You'll be fine.
Do I see this happening?
Who said that from across the way?
Sorry, I muted myself, but I was still next to Daniel.
Well, I mean, you said you fell asleep in the porridge, didn't you?
That's true. Nope, still sleeping.
So yeah, you'd be eventually Robert and Carson would be like, okay, together, 1, 2, 3, and they try do their best to carry you up to your room.
My head bounces off the stairs a couple of times.
They freak out. It's like, oh shit!
Take 2 damage.
They look at that. He's like, you think she'll be okay? She's fine. She's a half orc. He brings you up to your room.
She's fucking passed out, man. She'll be fine. Wake up. Where the fuck did I get this bruise?
It's probably from one of the fights. So you wouldn't see this happening. And eventually she's like, all right then.
Yes.
You have fade to black. You have a night.
Fade to black. You have a night. You know, we're gonna get you comfortable doing these sex things eventually.
It's gonna happen.
Eventually, she bids you farewell. Returns to the servants' quarters and lays down for the night.
And Mandardus is immediately going to go back to the lab, pure naked and start crafting another spell, or another
All right.
not another spell, but another potion.
Everyone's asleep. Akara is in her trance because she has to, because she hasn't done it yet.
So after I meditate for hours, I'm going to go ahead and sneak out and see if I can't find some information about.
Unfortunately,
what was that?
I'm making you. Unfortunately, this sort of happens sort of 3 hours into your 4. Mandartis, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is. Where the fuck is that at on here? It's 10 plus your.
10 plus your wisdom skill.
So 12.
12. Okay. You are enwrapped in your work. You're currently doing your best to create another healing potion as you sit little like beads through distilleries and stuff and like crush root and leaves and the like, humming to yourself. You hardly notice the softness as the door opens. And then eventually a hand reaches up, covers your mouth, and cold steel pushes into your back. You look at the dark gray hands as a thin voice enters your mind. He's like, I have no desire to kill tonight. I'm only here for one thing and one thing only.
And what would that
Then
be?
I will be he says that as like hey, like you sort of like turn, like as you say that, you sort of like turn over and you like see a what is unmistakably a half elf. However, as opposed to most half elves you've seen, this man's skin is a dark ashen gray, almost blue. His eyes are red. His pointed ears sort of slant a different way. His hair is stark white, and you recognize a half drow. In the study. And might I say, you're very, he looks you up and down, interesting, Mark.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Interesting. Not many people I've tend to have come across just hang out in a laboratory naked.
Well, I mean, I've got to be comfortable, man. So what are you wanting?
It's fine. You just stay quiet. And he like keeps a hand on you as he leads you through the room and into the study, and he's like, the desk underneath it. Bend down. There should be a compartment underneath the desk.
I'm not
bend down.
I'm not bending over for you to fuck me. I'm not gay.
You can squat if you'd like. However, I am the man with the blade to your back.
Do you do a little meat spin for him?
Got something more than a blade in your back.
Hey yo.
Okay, I will bend down and grab it. Just get the knife out of my back and back up a little bit, so I feel a little more okay without you standing behind me.
It is not my fault that you decided to stay naked.
It's not my fault you decided to break into this manor.
So you bend down, and eventually you.
Does he back? Hold on. Does he back up?
He takes half a step back.
Okay.
As he lets you bend down to get to it.
Yeah, bend down.
As I'm squatting down, I am going to cast Shatter on him.
All right. He's very close to you, so you'll be in the concept of your own, in the thing of your own design.
Then stand by on that, actually.
Stand by.
Actually, no. You know what? We'll do Chaos Bolt at 2nd level.
All right,
And
he's
we'll do,
within
but we'll
melee
do it with subtle
distance.
spell.
All right, he's within melee distance, so it'd be a disadvantage. But with subtle spell, he won't be able to see you do it. Like there will be no somatic or verbal component, so you can just sort of. Bleh. So, spend those 2 sorcery points.
It's 1 sorcery
And-
point.
1 sorcery point, and do it at disadvantage.
Alright, so there's that. Plus my charisma 10.
10. You reach down, and eventually, like with the skill and being the ability to create, just to bend magic to your will. Eventually, the bolt forms into comperialness and shoots off behind you without even you having to move your hands or whisper. However, this individual is uncanny in his skill, and he dodges out of the way, and he's like, "Wrong
Tides of
move."
Chaos?
I mean, if you want to, you can choose to do now.
Yes. And would that still be at disadvantage?
You just get to re-roll once. So like you get to roll the d20 one more time.
All right. Oh, that's better. 16.
16 just meets his AC, just barely. So roll
Okay.
damage.
So then
Beat
that
his
would,
ass.
that would be since it's at 2nd level. 1d6 extra. So it's
1d8, so 3d8. Choose your damage type.
Give me a second here. Where's my d8?
Do any of us get woke up with all this commotion going on downstairs?
Everyone, please put your passive perceptions into the chat for me, please, so I can tell who wakes up.
Ooh,
How do you see
ooh,
passive perception?
Should be at the bottom of your sheet.
Ooh. So.
What?
Actually, okay, just take. And I didn't add it to it. So just take your perception skill. So like whatever bonus you have to perception, and add 10 to it.
Okay, so I have a grand total. Let's see, 21 total, but it's going to be thunder damage. So it's going to make a loud boom.
He's going to use his uncanny dodge ability, so he'll take half of that.
So
He manages to pull to the side enough, and the damage hits him nonetheless. But he manages to essentially twist his body in a way that the impact is less than what you wanted. There's a dull. He says, "Shouldn't have done that." And at that, your vision goes black
Damn.
as magical darkness encases your room, and your dark vision can't see through that. And that is where we'll pick up next time.
Well, shit.
However, it is thunder damage, and everyone has a. I assume everyone has a. What's I'm looking for? A passive perception more than 10. So everyone is indeed woken up by this dull thum.
You and your stupid dolphins.
It worked, didn't it?
But my beauty rest.
Well, you guys, you guys had a couple of days to come here, so it's not like you guys have less than. It wouldn't be. Would it be? Let me look at Thrice's.
I have the observant feat, so I get +5 to my passive perception.
Where is our passive perception?
He just said take your perception. So
Oh, you
what
had
you
you
have
took the
for
observant feat.
perception.
I'll add that to your
you've
sheet.
got +2, but you're proficient in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well, that's how I have.
So I
+2,
already
because perception's
added
based
my
obviously.
+1 to wisdom for it.
So plus
No problem.
2.
I'll just add
plus
the.
10,
I'll just add
so
the.
12.
I'll add everyone's passive perception later. That's something. Let's see here. Observant. Let's see. You can read lips, and you have a bonus to your passive perception and investigation by 5. So not bad. All right, there you go, brother. I hope you guys had fun tonight.
Woo woo.
I know it wasn't like combat orientated, but not all sessions can be like that.
Hey, I
However-
listened to a straight episode of them buying shit from Puma Soul. So
It was fun.
But
Like-
for role play and completing a quest, everyone will get 120 experience.
How much?
woo woo.
120.
120. So that puts us at 3,300 even.
It's like he's doing this on purpose.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your new. I hope you guys enjoy your new house. Enjoy your new servants. Guards. That's essentially that's why I had that's why simply this was the reason why I asked multiple times because I wanted to make sure I didn't have to roll 4 guards to catch this motherfucker.
My question is, when we come down, are we going to see Mandaris all of see him naked?
Yes.
I mean, eventually when
Yeah.
the darkness goes away.
Fuck yeah.
Just plan on Mandaris being naked anytime he's in that lab.
Gotcha.
Why?
Anyway, I hope you had fun.
It's good stuff.
It was good. That's good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anyway, I'll see you guys next week, and I
See
hope
ya.
you have a good day. Stay safe.
Have a
and
good night.
You
all the
too.
likes.